Now, the European Union has taken a major step in its enlargement process, agreeing to open the first cluster of accession negotiations with Ukraine and Moldova. EU leaders confirmed that formal talks will begin on Monday, covering key areas including the rule of law and democratic institutions. The decision follows unanimous approval from all EU member states. In a joint statement, European Council President Antonio Costa and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen described the move as a recognition of the determination, courage and reform efforts shown by the two countries, despite significant challenges. They also called enlargement a strategic choice, saying a larger European Union is a common interest of all Europeans at a time of growing global uncertainty. The announcement comes after Hungary lifted its long-standing veto on Ukraine's accession process. The veto had been imposed by former Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, whose government maintained close ties with Russia and opposed Ukrainian membership. Hungary's new Prime Minister, Petr Magyar, has agreed to drop the objection after receiving an agreement with Kyiv over the rights of Ukraine's Hungarian ethnic minority. He, however, stressed that Kyiv's path to membership remains a long-term process and ruled out any fast-track entry into the bloc. Ukraine officially opened accession negotiations in June 2024. President Volodymyr Zelensky said there is a new momentum now on the country's path towards joining the European Union.
We hear from many leaders that not only does Ukraine need Europe, but Europe also needs Ukraine. And that is true. Given Russia's long-term intentions and the fact that Russian bases are now being built near Europe, even in places where there were no military bases during Soviet times, this clearly demonstrates that without Ukraine, without our capabilities and experience, Europe could face enormous difficulties.
On the streets of Ukraine, citizens reacted with cautious optimism. Some described the move as an important first step towards becoming part of the European democratic community, while others noted that substantial reforms still lie ahead.
This is good news, but it is such a long process. I do not yet believe that this has somehow significantly accelerated our goal, EU membership. And how can this affect the war? We are not in the EU, and the EU does not protect us. We are doing all this with our own troops.
Moldovan President Maia Sandu also welcomed the decision, saying her country is ready to open all negotiation clusters and continue delivering reforms required for membership.